Well, hello and welcome to another little video here, where this time I'm on my way to get my electrics upgraded, and I've set off a couple of days early because there's a bit of a drive down there, and I thought, well, maybe I'll try out the van in some kind of park-ups rather than actually booking into a campsite. So at the minute, actually, I'm just at the services on the M1 and having a cup of tea and a Kit Kat and just sitting down and doing not very much, and then I'm going to be heading back off again shortly to find my park up for tonight, so I shall come back to you then. Well, I am now at this little park up spot, which is kind of not far off the M1. It's up a little road somewhere near Lutterworth, and it's basically like a fairly big lay-by, so hopefully all will be well. Dog is having a drink of water, and I can't show you much outside because it is absolutely pitch black now by this time, but hopefully all will be well here. And now it's time to make some food, so I'm going to try out this Tefal everyday induction hob, and part of what I'm trying to test here is just boiling pasta now. That's kind of on like a simmer kind of level. It's on what, manual P3, which just seems to be kind of slightly boiling, slightly simmering it, and that's been on now for about 5 minutes, and already the Ecoflow is down to 88%. So as you can see there, possibly from the the wires in the way, maybe see from the power output that it's taking like 1126 and then dropping down every now and then down to like nothing. And maybe just while I wait for this pasta to boil, just to mention that these are the Tefal, I think they're called Ingenio, I think that's what they're called, Daily Chef pans that I bought. And basically the benefit with them is for camping is the handles come off like that, and then you can easily store the pans, put them into the oven, do whatever you want with them. So I have arrived one day early at the Offgrid Power Solutions place in Wantage near Oxford to get my electrics done, and everything is a bit upside down because it's a bit like it's really wet outside, and the field that I've just taken the dog for a walk in is absolutely drenched, so everything's going to get full of mud, and it's well, there are plenty of sort of little walking spots. I don't know if the wind is going to destroy this sound or not, because it is a little bit breezy, a little bit cool, not as cold as it has been, but we are in January, so the 13th of January as I record this today. About to, as I say, about to have my electrics upgraded on the van, so I've come down here just south of Oxford to a little company who do just that, and they're going to do that job all day tomorrow. Well, it's the early evening, the night before I get my electrics sorted out. It is, what time is it? 17:41. And I'm sitting in the van, just chilling out now, kind of killing time. I've got some tidying up I need to do. I left the bed made in the back there, but I've thrown all sorts of bloody stuff on it because I was trying to clean up in the front area. Been out with the dog and got very muddy and walked all of that mud and mess in, so that needs to be cleaned up. I thought I'll stick some lights on, and I've got them dimmed actually, which is not going to help because you'll see a flickering, so apologies for that. I've run down the, where are we now on the Ecoflow? The Ecoflow is at, if you can see that, maybe just about, it's pretty tightly in there, 55%. And I've used the induction hob to boil some pasta yesterday and boil some potatoes today, so it kind of goes down pretty quickly when you're using the induction hob. It's a frosty morning Well, it's pretty chilly outside, and I say pretty chilly, it's absolutely freezing, and we're just waiting now. It's the waiting game until the van is done. It's going to be an all-day thing, so I'm going to see how that goes, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Well, it's time for a little walk, and it is absolutely bloody freezing, so I'm going to keep it fairly quick because I've taken my hand out, my glove, in order to hold the phone and do this little bit. And it is a very frosty, very chilly day, but it looks absolutely beautiful. The sun's up over there, and the great thing about round here is you can see for miles. So the sun's up in the east, so that's obviously north that way. He thinks the job will take until about 5 or 6 p.m. Something like that, the whole day. We're now about, what, 1:45 in the afternoon, so we're about halfway through, but it's amazing how quickly you get bored. And when you've got a van and you don't have the van and you're not at home, it feels a bit weird. It's like you've not got your own base, really, because when you get a camper van, you put all the things in it you need. And you know, basic things like using the loo or having a coffee or whatever it might be. And then you've got all your other things like, you know, your gadgets, your laptop, your stuff. Now I stuck all those things in a kit bag, but it's not quite the same, really. Well, I've been on as many walks as I can, and I've taken the dog out all day long. And I'm sitting here now, huddled up by the little heater in this caravan just outside, where they're doing the hopefully finishing touches to my electrics on my van. So any minute now, I say any minute now, probably any hour now, hopefully they'll come and tell me it's done. So we had the electrics installed yesterday. It was a very long day. Or it felt a very long day, but they did a fantastic job, a neat job, and I'll show you around what they did. Now we are sitting in the same lay-by we were a couple of nights ago, because it's kind of halfway-ish to my place, and I'm heading back home today, and I've got to do some tidying up before I set off. In here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, it's a bit dark in this cupboard. Managed to retain that little top cupboard there for my pans and stuff to sit in there, so there's still a reasonable amount of space there. And then down here they've installed the Multiplus 2 in the middle, and then to the left there they've installed the little smart dongle thing. At the minute that's charging, or it's just, I've got it set on the phone to just be a charger. They've put a, can I actually show you that? Yeah, they put like that in the side there, which is a little circuit breaker. And this gets, the mains bit goes across the van underneath and back up under the dinette seat there where the consumer unit is. So there's nothing to show you in there, but that's down at the bottom where they've done the wiring. The wires for the 2 Fogstar batteries go through there, and they've got a couple of mega fuses and some other wire there. He did explain it all to me, but basically by the time we'd got to that time of day, I was tired, it was freezing, and it wasn't exactly straightforward for my brain at that point. So in there, you can't see anything in there, can you? No, there's no way of getting any light in there. But anyway, the 2 Fogstar batteries are in there. All new cables, all new terminals and everything set up. And they've still kept all the original stuff for the van in terms of it working up there with the original Adria panel. So now I'm going to try and hold a torch with one hand in a place that's not going to blind the camera, and with the other hand show you what they've done. So basically inside there, I think that grey box at the back was something to do with the van originally. So I think that was like, maybe that's the van main computer or something in that. But inside there, we've got the Orion XS thing. We've got a couple of different MPPT controllers. He's got some various bus bar study type things down there and some fuses and whatever. He did explain to me what he'd put in there, but basically that space in there has been used in order to fit the variety of things that that are required. Then he's run a cable from there back to where the other controls are, and all of this stuff here is controlled on the Victron Connect app. In a nutshell, all the electrics are pretty much now where I want them to be. Do I need a Turbo GX? Don't need it. The phone does all the stuff, but I in theory could have that and a panel up there where maybe the carbon monoxide monitor is, and then that could just be moved on to the end. So it's possible I could do that. It's possible I could have the screen. It's possible I could get the Turbo GX thing as well, which is like an overall brain for the whole setup. But I sort of thought, why do I need it? And the answer is no. So at the minute, I have the smallest amount of solar on the roof. And what they've done for me is, what I asked them to do and what they have done is they've run an Anderson, you can't see it, but down here, can I? No, it's going to be really hard to get to show you that without getting out the van. But down at the side of the seat there, they've run 2 ports. One is an Anderson connector for the outdoor solar panels, so that I can run a little wire out the window during the day if I'm on a park up in, say, Spain or France or somewhere here, even when the weather's hot. So what they've done is run a cable from the passenger seat to there, so that that can be charged when we're actually on the move. So the Ecoflow gets a certain amount of charge. It's not a huge amount of charge, but I think it's higher than a cigarette lighter. Apologies for trying to sort of film everything in a very dark and dingy space, but we've got, I think, the electrics in a position now where they are ready. So the only thing I think I need to do to get everything completed in here with the electrics now done is possibly to have a second diesel heater. The Truma combi boiler heater, the 4DE, does give me the heat I need. The diesel heater works fine, but then I sort of got to thinking, well, because it is as cold as it is, what if that diesel heater stops working and I'm not at a campsite and I can't use an electric fan heater as a sort of a backup? So I suppose the next thing I might need to think about is, or the only other thing I could think about is in that cupboard down there, where I've got now 2 230 amp hour batteries at the back, just in that little cupboard there. Could I also add another larger battery just sitting in front of the Multiplus 2? All decisions, all money, all things to think about. Anyway, right. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's been pretty boring, pretty wintry, and not a lot to see at the end of it, but that's it for now, and I will be back with hopefully some little adventures at some point soon. Take care. Bye for now.